Gideon Moi is proving to me to be a very strategic politician. And personally, I'm beginning to fall in love with this brand of politics. For those who follow the politics in this country very closely, you should have noted that when Jubilee Party was being formed, several political parties folded to form Jubilee Party. Previously, they were under an alliance called the Jubilee Alliance. Kanu was a key player in that team. But Gideon Moi refused to allow Kanu to merge to form Jubilee Alliance or Jubilee Party. And today, all those political parties which merged, which folded to form Jubilee Party, are currently crying in the toilet. URP Party, which was one of the biggest coalition or political parties within that coalition, which was headed by William Samoei Ruto, is today regretting that particular move because Jubilee Party is now a personal property of President Uhuru Kenyatta and his allies. So Gideon Moi is left with Kanu and is currently working hard to strengthen that party. And that's why I'm falling in love with him. Again, for those who follow the politics closely, when the former president Daniel Toroitich arap Moi died, on the burial day, the family handed over ile rungu ya Nyayo to Gideon Moi. That ceremony was conducted by elders. And the rungu was actually handed over by Raymond Moi, who is the eldest son. And I remember Raymond stating something which I've been trying to follow very closely. He challenged Gideon to make Kanu a forceful party once again. And I can assure you today that Gideon Moi is doing exactly that. I want you to listen to this briefly before we proceed.
A very great honor. I'd also like to thank the people of Rongai. Asanteni sana kwa vile nyinyi mmefika hapa na kwa sababu mnaona hii kitu in terms of seniority and so forth, mimi ndio kweli the leader of this family now. Lakini kwa kisiasa wacha mimi naamsha Gideon. Gideon kuja. Kwa kisiasa itakuwa huyu, sivyo? So mimi tu ni kusema hivi, kwa vile mzee alituchunga sisi, kwa vile mzee alichunga Kenya hii, kwa vile mzee alichunga sisi wote, pia sisi tunamwambia huyu, tunamwambia Kanu ya mke. Ama namna gani Warongai? Si kwa hivyo? Kanu ya mke, si unaona watu wamevaa kofia ya nyekundu. Tunataka Kanu ya mke. Tunajua tuko na BBI and we want to be part of that. Tunakubali BBI kabisa. Kama vile Mheshimiwa Odinga amesema, we are behind you and we are behind the president.
I hope you listened to Raymond Moi very closely and the challenge he gave Gideon Moi. And personally, I've been following Gideon Moi's brand of politics because I know Gideon Moi is not an ordinary politician. Number one, Gideon Moi is the child to the former president of the Republic of Kenya. Gideon Moi is the party leader of Kanu, which has the strongest networks across the country. When Moi died, you could see those wazees, na zile ties za Kanu, walking very long distances just to go and bury their political father. Gideon Moi is a preferred presidential candidate for President Uhuru Kenyatta. And Gideon Moi is challenging the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto for the supremacy battle in Rift Valley. So Gideon Moi is not just an ordinary politician. But I've realized that Gideon Moi is a very strategic politician. And Gideon Moi has adapted new campaign strategy to win 2022 presidential election. And even if not to win, to play a key role. So today I want us to look at these strategies which Gideon Moi has adapted and whether they're likely to work for him. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you to just take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us get back to the main issue. Gideon Moi is one of the top presidential candidates in this country. I'm saying so because as much as 2022 might not be his, the chance of Gideon Moi being propelled to take over in 2027 are so high. And you know, you cannot, in politics, you cannot just be handed over power. You must work hard for it. And I strongly believe that Gideon Moi is currently trying to work hard for that presidency. And he has devised several strategies, which in my view can be visible for anybody who cares. Number one, Gideon Moi in this country is one of the politicians who is currently engaged in what I can call diplomatic network creation. Gideon Moi is trying to create international networks. When the president for Chakwera, Malawi, was elected, he represented President Uhuru Kenyatta to that ceremony, which means clearly that he's creating that international networks. I just want to go to Kanu official Facebook page, which is verified. You can see this is Kanu verified. If you go through this Facebook page, you'll realize that Gideon Moi is actually meeting with the diplomats. Kanu, just like I think it was yesterday. I'm just trying to get it. Yesterday, the national chairman Gideon Moi paid a courtesy call on Annette Schwandena, the new county director of Conrad Amoro. That's I don't know, it's a German words. He reaffirmed the continuity of partnership between Kanu and CAS, particularly in building capacity for women. So if you go through this Facebook page of Kanu, you'll realize that Gideon Moi is actually creating linkages with international communities, other organizations, meeting diplomats, meeting with ambassadors, and the rest. You can't be the president of the Republic of Kenya without these networks. And this is where William Ruto is actually failing. Of all the presidential candidates, talk of Kalonzo Musyoka has great international networks. Talk of Raila Odinga. Talk of Kalonzo Musyoka. Talk of Musalia Mudavadi. The only guy doing poorly in this regard is actually William Samoei Ruto. So Gideon Moi is today taking that initiative of reaching out to the international community. So that's number one. Number two, Gideon Moi has actually embarked on nationwide tours. When BBI was launched, and you can just go through his updates here, you'll clearly see that Gideon Moi has escalated his political activities. Gideon Moi was in Elgeyo Marakwet. Gideon Moi was in Bomet. Gideon Moi was in Migori. Gideon Moi was in Nairobi. Today was meeting in Nairobi. He was in Kajiado. So Gideon Moi has actually embarked on nationwide tour. And that's how you can revamp a political party. By going outside there, meeting with the supporters, making new friends, and the rest. And if Gideon Moi can continue like this, I can assure you, the networks, because Kanu is not like any other political party. It can be compared probably to ODM party. Kanu has its members, its supporters. There are people, there are wazees, there are even young people today who believe strongly in Kanu. There's a guy who is currently in Kanu. He's been in Kanu. He's a good friend of mine. He's called Oscar Ogwell. This guy, in the last election, because we were close with him, we were engaging in ODM activities, we tried persuading this guy to join ODM. He never joined. Of course, we could go with him to some of the political rallies, and he used to enjoy. But ultimately, he's a Kanu diehard. So Kanu has those kind of supporters. And by the fact that Gideon Moi is now reaching out, meeting them, it's good for them. Number three, there is massive recruitment drive of members ongoing in Kanu today. Gideon Moi is recruiting party members to Kanu. To Kanu. Let me just take you through another post which which is of interest. I know most people will not see it. It's saying the outgoing executive director, Mr. Joseph Towet, handing over to the incoming executive director, George Wainaina, at party headquarters today. I hope you all know George Wainaina, the former chief of staff at Evans Kidero of government in Nairobi. If you look at the photos accompanying this picture, there are people you will definitely see here. You will see John Osogo, who was a Kidero guy. I think he comes from Busia or Alego. Then there is Gordon, former speaker, I think is a prominent lawyer in Nakuru, and several other people. So basically, in the past few weeks or past few months, Kanu has been recruiting a lot of members. And even one of the ODM youth leaders who was very instrumental, one of the firebrand youth leaders from Nairobi, Jonah, is today in Kanu and leading the charge in Kanu. That's why you can actually feel Kanu. For those who are in Nairobi, you walk in Nairobi, you feel Kanu. The other day, the guy I was talking about, Oscar, was here in Kisumu, I think 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, and I dropped him somewhere. Unknown to me, they were actually going to recruit members and opening an office somewhere around Dunga. So that's how serious Gideon Moi is taking his bid for the presidency. Massive recruitment. Number 4 is brand visibility. Kanu is today one of the parties which are trying so hard to make their brand visible. There was a time people would not want to be associated with Kanu. Today, people want to be associated with Kanu. You meet people with Kanu t-shirts. In Nairobi today, they were hanging those banners. Like Betty Adera, the lady who contested for Miss President. I saw one of his photos there. I saw Jonah, several other people. Banners hanging over. I mean, they're dressed in Kanu colors. So basically, Kanu is trying to rebrand. And despite the fact that they are rebranding, Kanu is also making sure that that brand is visible outside there. So that when you walk, you will see Kanu. You can't compare that to, for example, Kalonzo Musyoka. Apart from the fact that Wiper is known, is there any brand visibility of Wiper? Can you walk in the streets of Nairobi and identify Wiper? No. But Kanu is not trying. I remember during the Kibra by-election, there were buildings which were actually painted. These graffiti guys just painted Kanu just to try to create that brand visibility. And lastly, I think Gideon Moi is also strategically positioning himself for any alliance. Today, you can't wish Gideon Moi away, politically speaking. When politics of Kenya is being discussed anywhere, then Gideon Moi as a factor must be on the menu. And this is why Gideon Moi is working so hard to revive the political party called Kanu. I don't know what you think, but do you think Gideon Moi can actually succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2022? If you ask me that question, my answer would be straight that he can't succeed in 2022. But Gideon Moi will one day become the president of the Republic of Kenya, either in 2027 or some other date. But in 2022, if we are going to have a prime minister, deputy prime minister, and we are going to have deputy presidents, Gideon Moi will be somewhere. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. And my next video, and I wanted actually to do it before this, but I had prepared for this, is going to be about President Uhuru Kenyatta's coded message to William Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta met with the ODM candidate from Msambweni in Mombasa. The guy was with Raila Odinga in his constituency. Then the president called Baba that he wanted to meet this guy. So the guy had to leave. And the images which have been circulated by State House are telling. It's clearly a message to William Ruto. So what message do you think the president was trying to send to his deputy through that? That's my next video, but I can take my time to start reading your thoughts on that particular matter. So tomorrow morning, it's going to be our first video. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.